welcome back to my channel. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a Dollar Tree book and turn it into one of those really pretty decorative books that you can set things on. Now you could go ahead and turn it into a book box, but I'm not going to cut the inside out of my book or anything. I'm just going to make it into a decorative book for decor, okay? And if this turns out, I think it's going to be really pretty. So let me show you what you'll need in case you want to make this project, okay? What you're going to need, of course, is a book from the Dollar Tree. And I just picked this one up because the color that it was, but it doesn't really matter what color because we're going to end up painting the outside, okay? But I thought this might be easier to cover than like a red or something. So you need a book from the Dollar Tree, okay? Then you're going to need some Mod Podge, and I use the matte, and I get this at Walmart. And then you're going to need some Apple Barrel white acrylic paint from Walmart. And then I don't know which colors I'll be using, but I have this Apple Barrel Lite Mocha, and I think that will be really pretty. So we may use that color. We may use the Apple Barrel Toasted Marshmallow. And we might use the Territorial Beige from Apple Barrel. And then we might use Warm Buff from Apple Barrel. And then I might put my coffee latte that I love so much on there, I don't know. And then I might use this acrylic paint right here in Nubby. That's a funny color, but I think I may use that, okay? And we're going to use our Liquitex gloss gel. I picked this up at JoAnns, okay? Or was it Michael's? It was one of the two, I can't remember, okay? And it's with the paints, okay? Then I have some Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo, okay? And we're just gonna use this, and I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. Then, I don't know which one of these colors I'm going to use, but it's a metallic wax, and I have it in this rose gold, or I have it in gold, okay? And then you're going to need a stencil, something that will fit on your book, and I think I'm going to use this one right here. And I may try to use a rubber stamp. I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. And then you're just going to need one of these mini ink blending tools right here. Pick this up at Michael's. And then you're going to need some foam brushes. And then you're going, you will need like a little palette knife, just like that. Or something to scrape the Liquitex on. And then I wanted my book to have a picture of a vintage bird. So I just went and Googled vintage birds and printed it out and just sort of rounded the corners and just made it the size of my book, okay? And then I also made a smaller one just in case I want to put it on the back. I don't know that I will, okay? And that's all you're going to need for this project. I hope it turns out it's going to be super cute if it does, okay? So let me get everything set up and then we'll be back. Okay, what I've done is I went ahead and just took the cover off the book like you saw, and I cut these little ends off because I don't want to get anything on my pages in case I decide to do something else with this later. So I'm just going to put that in there just like that and kind of let it stick out. Okay, and then all we're going to do is just open up our white acrylic paint and then just get a foam brush and you just want to paint the outside of your book, and you don't want to get it soaking wet. Because I think this will be fine though. Just bring it down through here. with your white paint and just go straight. Because we want to make like a blank canvas. Even though this beige was nice and blank, I think this would be better like this. So this is all I'm going to do. So for time purposes, I'm going to go ahead and come back once I have the book painted with this really white acrylic paint to start off our surface and make it smooth. Just try to come down straight and not have a lot of, you know, different directions or anything like that. Let me show you. And this is what we have so far. And you can see mine's not perfect, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the front and the spine and the back, and then I'll be back. Okay, I just took it in there and used a hairdryer on it. First I used it on low, cool, then I bumped it up to warm, high, and it's dry. I did the spine, I did the ends, like the edges. Okay, what we're going to do next is decoupage this bird right on this book so it looks really pretty, okay? So just decide wherever you want to put yours. You can put it, you know, anywhere you want. I think I'll put mine on the center of the book. Let me look at this for a minute. No, I don't think I'll do that. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is get our decoupage out, our Mod Podge, and our foam brush. Now, you also are going to need some saran wrap. Let me grab that real quick. Okay, so what we're going to do is figure out where we want our bird roughly. And as long as you get it, you know, close, it's all right. I mean, it's what you're creating, so I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I like my stuff to look old anyway, so that helps out with that, okay? So I've put it on the back. So what I'm going to do, and this I printed out just on printer paper, okay? So it's not a special paper or anything. And I'm just gonna put this here and smooth it out and smooth it down, okay? All right, then we're just going to apply Mod Podge to the top of this because I want to get this sealed really well on here. And when you're near your edges, brush up because we don't want them to start coming, you know, loose or anything. And put quite a bit of Mod Podge, especially around the edge, but you want a good bit on all over because, and then just have a light touch. Okay. All right, now I'm just gonna take this, put this back over it, and really press. You could do this to a pretty napkin if you had a napkin that you really liked. Whatever, I mean, that you want to use, okay? Really press. Okay. Then we're just going to peel this off. And then basically I'm going to wad it up into a ball and just make sure that it's really adhered down nicely, okay? And that's what we have so far, okay? So now what I'm going to do is go in there and take it, a hairdryer to it. And I don't care if it does get a few like little places on it where it looks old, like it, you know, maybe bubbling up or something. That's not going to bother me at all. Just be careful with it because you don't want to tear your paper, okay? Just be really, really careful. All right, I'm gonna go dry it with a hairdryer and I'll be right back. Okay, here it is. It's nice and dry. Now, if I had put a lot of Mod Podge underneath this, I don't think I would have had a few of those wrinkles, but like I said, it doesn't matter to me because I want it to look old. And I just used a hairdryer set on warm high, and this dried in no time, okay? So now what we want to do is try to blend this into the book. So that's where our paint is going to come in. So let's see what colors we might want to use. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're just going to look. I'm going to get some of this warm buff and put it out. And you could always mix some colors if you wanted, okay? Now I'm gonna take this little dauber here and I'm gonna get in here and I'm just going to get some on my foam right here, and I'm just going to start dabbing around the edge and coming over. I'm gonna lap over the bird where the paper was, okay? And you just keep doing like this because we want it to look like it was just a part of this book. And that's what we're getting so far. I love it, and this is so easy. I mean, you would not have to go spend a lot of money to get those decorative books. You can get them for like $7 because I've done that before. But once you get your supplies, you can make exactly what you want and really love it and have the fun of creating it. I just think this is so fun. And you could get different sizes of books from the Dollar Tree. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and that's what we're getting so far, okay? So I'm really, really loving this. This is so cute. Okay, and like I said, we're gonna overlap and get down in that little spine area. Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing right here on the spine. We're just gonna take it and pounce it right on there. Need to put out a little bit more of this warm buff. But the possibilities with this, they're endless. The minute I bought that book at Hobby Lobby when it was on sale, I thought, I bet I could make one. So this is what I've been planning on doing. Okay, for time purposes, this is what we're getting, and we're not done yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do the back of this with the warm buff, and then I'll be right back. Okay, this is what we have so far. I just used a hairdryer on it, set on warm high. This dries very quickly, okay? And this is the back, the side, and the front. I think it's really cute so far. You could stop here if you wanted to, but I'm not going to, okay? So what I'm going to take next is, I think I'm going to take this light mocha. Okay, and I'm going to put it out in my plate. And we just want to start, put some on here and start dabbing it off. We just want to start having like some different colors coming around here. Just a little bit. We're slowly building up the collar to make it kind of all blend in a way where that corner of that book was. We want to give it some dimension and just come on down. Hope you can see and try to get your circles blended out, because you don't want to have a bunch of, you know, just circles on there. But this is what we're doing so far. And you can see where you come down through there, it naturally is going to give you this beautiful aged look, okay? So all you got to do is just keep lightly, it's better to go lighter, because you can, like I always say, you can add, but it's hard to take away if you get too much. And you can kind of buff the book a little bit. If you think, oh, I got a little bit too much, you can kind of buff it and blend it. And you can come into the picture if you want. It's probably better to use a lighter hand than what I did. Okay, so that's what we're getting so far. So I'm going to go ahead and do the spine. Very lightly. Because you want the book to look old and aged. Just old. I love things to look so old. And it's okay if it's darker in a spot, it won't hurt anything, okay? And then here's the edge. Now we're going to go to the back and do the exact same thing. So for time purposes, once again, when I get this finished, I'll be right back. I just wanted to show you this. I like this effect better than pouncing. Put it on there and just do this and swirl it. I like that effect, to me, a lot better than what I was doing, because the edges aren't so rough. And you kind of blend and smooth as you go. So I wanted to hop on and show you I like this better than that. But it really doesn't matter, whatever you like, whatever technique you want to do. Okay, so when I get this finished, I'll be right back. Okay, this is the front, the side, and the back. I'm loving how this is turning out, okay? And I haven't cleaned this at all, okay? So what I'm gonna do is take this in there. It's mostly dry, but I'm gonna dry it once again before I go any further. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's dry. It doesn't take long at all to do this project, okay? So what I think I will do now, keep this in the order that I used it. I think I'm gonna go to my Territorial Beige. Put a little bit of that out, get it on here, but not really soaked, and just do that little swirly technique right over top. The only thing is, don't stop once you've started, because it can get, it'll dry in a rough area. And a harsh line is what I'm trying to say. And we just want to bring it in darker around the edges. Maybe take it up a little bit further on this bottom. And then this side a little bit. I didn't wipe that out like I should have. Wipe that off, so it's going to be a little more. Okay, that's what we're getting so far, but see, you can learn from my mistake. Don't put it on too heavy here because then it's kind of hard to get it off. But we'll work on that later with another color. I'm hoping I can kind of tone it down. But I want it to look old, so. And then we're just going to put some of this back through here. We're just kind of layering it so that it looks nice and old. I'm loving how this looks. Ah. And you just continue on the back. It's so easy to do. You don't have to have an ability to paint to do this. You just get one of these little daubers and swirl. But like I said, the trick is don't put too much paint to begin with. Wouldn't a wall be gorgeous like that? Okay, let me try to get down in that just a little. It's a little stark in that little. Okay. All right, this is what we have. So once again, I'm gonna dry it and then I'll be right back. Okay, here it is dry. I could have also just cut this bird and all this out and then I wouldn't have this edging to try to hide. So that's a thought for you too, to do it that way, okay? Okay, I got some Real Brown Apple Barrel Gloss, okay? And I put it in my thing and I'm just going around trying to get that about like that, okay? And I might even come in here and hit it slightly with some, just to tone down some of that paper so it's not too stark, so it looks like it actually blends. Because to me it looked like it was standing out just a little much, and I didn't want that, so I'm just putting it on there and just kind of swirling. But I don't want to lose that pretty light background, but I just don't want it quite that light. I feel like it needs something. I think that's getting better, so I'll go ahead and pop some right here on the back as well. It just sort of warms it up some. And don't lay your book in paint. That could ruin what you've done. Okay, but I was able to get it off. But I see when you get too much there, it just makes it very hard to do anything after that. So don't do what I did. After I told you don't do it, I did it. So it'll definitely learn from my mistakes. So I'm going to continue just putting this on and trying to get it like I want it, but we're not done yet. I'll be right back. Okay, I've decided to stop with the paint on this. Minus that, it would really be great. But like I said, learn from my mistakes. Okay, but I love the back. That is so pretty, in the side. The front is definitely darker than the back. I just noticed that. So let me just add a little bit more. But, you know, as long as you like it, that's the only thing that matters. But I really do love this back. I would love to have a wall like this painted. Ugh, it would be gorgeous. And we're going to go around and around and around and just kind of buff it, okay? So that's what you get. I love it. So it's more in line with the front. And we need to come down this a little more. So let me go dry this and then I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to take these stencils that I got at Hobby Lobby a while back for $4.99, and I've used Blessed on another project I did, but I just want this little one here. Be real careful. And what we're going to do is decide how you want it. Do you want it to go that way? Or you want it to go this way? I like it this way, okay? And what we're going to do is just take this, try to make sure you get it in the center. And these are sticky on the back. Okay. And then we're just going to get our Liquitex and open it up. Okay, and all we're going to do, you can see it's real creamy inside, is just get some of this. We're going to take it straight down and fill in this stencil. Just like this. Okay? Make sure you get enough because I want it to look raised. But if you get too much, it takes it a while to dry. But I'm going to try to dry it with hair dryer again, like I did before. Okay, so all we're going to do, scrape that off. Okay. Then we're going to gently lift that up. Then we're going to place it back down here. Try to get it in the center. Okay. Press it down. Do the same thing. Put you some right on there. If you didn't want to use this Liquitex, you could use stamps and put just ink on it. There's just a lot of different things that you could do. Okay, then we're going to peel this up right like this and wipe where you don't, if it got anywhere you don't want it, wipe it. Okay, this is going to be so cute. I love it. Okay, do I want it to come this way or do I want it to go this way? I think I want it to go this way now. Then I'm going to put it, kind of eyeball it. Hopefully I'll get it close. You could always, measure yours. Put it down. I love it because these are sticky. Then do the same thing. Get you some of this. Put it on here. Wipe it back off. Lift it straight up. Wipe it where you do not want it. Okay. And that is what we're getting so far. And this will dry and we're not done yet, okay? So let me go clean my stencil and this and my little dauber and I'll be right back. Okay, here's this. We're not through with it. Now when this dries, sometimes it still looks a little milky and sometimes it looks clear, but it is pretty dry. I just used a hair dryer on it, so don't think just because it's milky looking that it isn't dry, because it is. I really wish I hadn't messed that bottom up, but learn by my mistakes, like I said. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're not through with the top, but I want to let it just rest a little bit, okay? We're going to get rid of these white edges. So I'm going to take my Distress Oxide here, stamp in Vintage Photo. I'm going to take another one of these. And I just want to get a hold of these pages. And we're just going to go over it like this. Now my book had a big black spot and they didn't have another one, so I just went ahead and stayed with it. But when you do yours, definitely get a different kind. Okay, and then that makes that look like that. Just hold them together, dab it on there, and just rub it. because we want it to look old. But this is so easy to do. And really your imagination is your only limitation, like what picture you want to put on it. And like I said, if you wanted to cut that bird out, you definitely could. Okay. All right, so I think that already looks like it goes together much better. I think maybe right in this middle, I'll get it a little bit more. And if you like it, it's great, and I love it. I really, really love this. It's so pretty. Okay, so that was really easy to do. Now, let me just see. Well, I may ruin it. So if I ruin this, don't do it. But I want to see what a little bit of this, oh, I like that. Right around the edge. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit, and we're just going right around this edge. Just around the edge. It gives it a deeper, older look, I think. Okay, now we're going to flip it over because we really need to do the same thing. And I think I'll even go right around the spine because I want it to look really, really old, okay? And I think that really added to it, okay? So we are almost finished, okay? So what I want to do next, I'm going to take this paste. All right, now, the question is, do I want to use the gold or do I want to use the rose gold? I think I'm gonna use the rose gold. All right, we're gonna take a little bit of this texture paste and we're just going to go right over where we put we'll put it right there so it gives it a little bit of a sheen to it. And you could put this on, I'm just using my finger. I mean, for something so small, because it will get around it, you might want to use like, I don't know what a Q-tip would do. But I love the effect that gives it. It just looks, especially in person, it looks a lot older. And it really makes this design stand out. See right there what that does? I love it. I just think it's so, oh, there you can see that better. That is so pretty. And like I said, you could use the gold if you wanted. I might take just a little bit and see what a little bit of gold on top of that will do. Kind of think it makes it more noticeable because the other sort of blended in with our collars. Let's see. See, I think it kind of looks a little more noticeable. So I'm gonna put it over top. Doesn't matter what color you use, just as long as you like it. See, and then that shows you, I think it does stand out a little bit more like that. It just looks so old. I could have put another one right here. I kind of wish that I had, okay? And you could put something down the spine if you wanted. Okay, so we're through with that. I wonder what a little bit of this, right around Oh, I like that. The edge. Just keep playing. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's really not, oh, I'm loving this. I'll show you. I'm having so much fun. And I'm using the gold and kind of just putting it in. And you can see I'm using my finger. It comes right off. I mean, it doesn't cause you any problems. I think the more you do to it, you can see, I hope you can see, look right here, look. That just looks so pretty. I love it. So I'm going to continue to come down through here. I mean, you don't want to turn it all that way, but I just thought it might help. Matter of fact, I might be able to get rid of some of this dark that I don't like with some of this. And I think I am getting rid of some of it. See, well, there you go. It's kind of hard to see it, but I really do like how this is turning out, but you can put it anywhere that you want, okay? So I think I'll put just a little bit down the spine, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the back, okay? I just think it adds a lot to it, okay? So now what I want to do is we're going to seal this to protect it. After all that work, we don't want to lose it. So now what we're going to do is get the Decor Americana Decor Light Stain Varnish that I picked up at Hobby Lobby for $9.99 for that farmhouse egg container that I did. I'm still using it. Okay, now this is what we look like now. I just think that is so pretty, okay? And then here's the inside of our pages. And if you wanted, you could even put some of this to make look like the edges were kind of tipped with gold. Okay, and then we're going to take a brush like this. We're going to put some on our brush. And we're just going to come down through here because I want to give this like a sort of a satin look. And it will seal it, protect it. I really think this is so cute. You can do so much with this, like I said, and if you would see this out, you would pay a lot of money for it. And you got to make one exactly, and just use a light hand, exactly like you wanted. Okay, then we're going to come down through here. Okay, now this is what we have so far. It's not dry, but it did add a really pretty sheen. I'm going to go dry it and I'll be right back. Well, here it is. I absolutely love this. The lighting in this kitchen is not doing it justice at all. I took it in there when I was drying it and the lights are much brighter and it is gorgeous in there. Absolutely gorgeous. I love all these effects. You would never know that that is a Dollar Tree book that you have embellished to make a beautiful DIY for your home decor. It is gorgeous. And I love that gold wax. I think it turns out so pretty. It's just really pretty. I'll try to hold it up really close. It's just, like I said, if I hadn't done that, but you won't do that. It is so, but even with that, it's still really pretty. I love it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye guys.